Oh, shit. Strap in.
Yeah.
Sorry. Blast off.
I probably should have checked to make sure that both the mics were going.
I think both the mics are going. I got 2 rings over here.
Perfect. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It certainly has been a while, and I've just recently returned on After Prison Show with Dave. You hear his voice. You're going to be seeing him in this as well. And we've returned with the After Prison Show after show. Part of our thinking with that was we were going to be doing some live episodes of the after show. I didn't necessarily think we would be doing one this quickly. And as a matter of fact, today being Wednesday, we've got episode 2 of the After Prison Show after show ready to go. But unfortunately, we've had to do this emergency episode due to the fact that, well, something crazy just happened, I think yesterday, involving Dave. And he's going to be telling you all about that here today. It's pretty damn crazy. I'm looking at the comments going quite ham. And forgive me because I'm going to have to look down to see these comments. I got the monitor down here. If I put it right here, it just wouldn't have been a good look for the stream. But let me go ahead and introduce the co-host of this, Mr. Dave.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, man. I'm glad to be doing this. I'm just saying. I feel like some of the best times I had was me, you, and Cody freaking at the apartment, live streaming, doing tattoos, just whatever, man. Paint. No, that was my favorite one, dude. The one where we would just do. You were doing like random caricatures for people. Man, that shit was hilarious, bro. You don't remember doing that? Like,
I just switched the camera. Look, it's
nice.
Crazy. Yeah, I do remember that. Literally before we started this stream, Dave was telling me, we were reminiscing a little bit, and he was like, man, back in the day when we was streaming like we was a rock band, doing the Bob Ross paintings, the tattoo live streams, all the crazy shit. My God, the stories that we could tell about the shit that was going on behind the screens, not behind the scenes, behind the screens while we were doing, behind the cameras while we were doing those live streams.
I mean, I feel like I'm gonna have to let you start some of these ones just so I don't get in trouble. Yo, man. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just shut up real quick. I'm dying already. Look,
I'm thinking back to some of these situations that happened. We would be in the apartment having people over. I mean, it was like a party over there. Like, people would come through there just to hang out, just to watch it. It was sort of like a live studio audience, except some people were up to no good, and it was just
yeah, man.
You had to be there.
If you weren't there, we hope that we made you feel as if you were there.
All right. Forgive me because, again, as we're doing this, I'm literally running the cameras going back and forth between Dave and I. We've got these 2 webcams right here. And I want to shout so many people out up in the comments section. I see you guys. Josh, I see you right there. Tattoo Country Boy, I see you right there. Willie, what's going on with you? Jason, I see you. Oh, shoot. I don't have a lot of room over here neither.
Don't break nothing, Joe.
I feel like I'm in a little cockpit over here flying a plane. White Boy, what's going on with you? Edward, I see you right there. So many of y'all up in here, and thank you for taking the time to rock with us on this. If you thought episode 1 of the after show was rough around the edges, well, shit, wait till you see us do it live. Dave, take it away.
Hey, I'm about to put Joe on blast just a little bit. He was so nervous about this. He was like, dude, I could probably sit here and analyze everything and probably just say screw it and end up not even going live.
Overthink the shit out of it.
Overthink the shit. I was like, dude, we just got to do it. Just got to click, go live. Ain't that what the button says?
Go live.
Go live.
Go live. All right, anyways, let's go ahead and get into this. The title of this is Emergency Episode. I'm going to start this story off, and Dave's going to take it away. This definitely involves him. Now, like I had mentioned, we've got another episode in the Bammer right now, and it was episode 2. That was going to be airing tonight, but we're doing this instead. So that episode is going to be airing instead on Sunday. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and lock it in right now. You can see new episodes of the After Prison Show After Show on Wednesdays and Sundays. And now that we're doing this second installment live, well, I'm quite sure you'll be able to see, if you like to, you'll be able to see live episodes more frequently as well. Maybe we do one filmed and one live every week or something along the lines. You guys let us know in the comment section if you're enjoying this and what you would like to see. Topics you would like us to talk about. Even if I don't see the comment right this second, trust and believe, I'm going to be going back and checking to see what you guys are saying. And I can't thank each and every one of you guys enough. First and foremost, for coming back and rocking with me, rocking with Dave, hearing what we got to say, enjoying the content, and just still continuing to be a part of After Prison Show. It means a hell of a lot to me because I'm going to be honest with you. When I filmed that episode, what the hell was it called? This might not, I don't think this is goodbye, something like that. It pretty much was. I pretty much was like, you know what? Hey, I get it.
I mean, Joe,
it's over.
Joe, you had a lot going on. You still have a lot going on every single day. You know, I show up today and like I looked at it and I said, "Damn, bro, what'd you do? Build a whole house today?" You know, so with all of that on your plate and you know, you do the most, bro. You do the most. And I'm sure it just got to the point where you couldn't fathom doing all these things. You had to let something go. And, you know, After Prison Show, sadly, was the first on the chopping block.
I don't really want to get into this topic too deep right now. Maybe we'll save it for a future episode because I really don't want to talk about it live because I'll probably end up saying too much. But I will say this. You know, you're right. I did have a lot of things going on between flipping houses, starting Joe Does stuff. Look, if you're doing YouTube, you got to know that this shit is not forever. You got to have an exit strategy or an end game, like something that you know you're going to be doing because this will not be forever. But, yeah, I felt like we had reached the end. I truly did. But then this idea came to me shortly thereafter, or maybe right when I was filming that video as well, talking about I don't think this is goodbye. I said, you know, maybe I come back with some type of a podcast. I wanted to do it different from the first podcast that I started with Banky. And now we got the after show. And trust and believe, we got some shit coming with this. But anyways, let's get into this story. Thank you guys so much for taking the time. So here's the deal. Let me paint this picture for you guys a little bit. We had just filmed this second installment or the second episode for the 4th time. I've mentioned that. And was working on getting that edited. Yesterday I was out there. I was doing my landscape job. I was cutting grass. Dave had texted me and he was asking about getting up. Hey, you want me to come through? And I didn't even have a chance to respond to him yet. And then he would text me back a short while later. I'm on the zero turn. And he says, you know, hey, here's an idea for the next episode. And he sends me this picture that absolutely floors me. I'm confused by this picture because I'm like, wait a minute, when the hell did this happen? Did this just happen? Did this happen a while ago and you just didn't tell me about this? And, see, I don't like doing this live because I didn't paint the picture as well as I wanted to, but I'm just going to go ahead and get into it.
Let's get into it.
He sends me this picture of some crazy shit that happened to him. We're going to be showing you the pictures. And I don't want to give away what it was that took place, but I do want to say, you know, Dave has worked incredibly hard since his time separated from After Prison Show to build the life for not only himself, but his family as well. Went out there, found work, worked incredibly hard, continuously was looking for more work, deals with quite a bit of health issues. And I'll be the first to admit that sometimes I think, it's a little over the top. Like, is it really that bad? But yesterday, I was a believer.
Well, I'm glad that's what it took. Oh, my goodness, man.
So anyways, like I said, Dave's worked incredibly hard to get to where he's at, and now we're back together, and it's only my hope to see, this After Prison Show after show kick off. I got a new business that's kicking off literally right this second, and I mean, it's already kicking off in a major way. A new endeavor, but that's got nothing to do with anything. Dave and his soon-to-be wife had just recently got a new car. Tell me about this new car that you guys got.
So my wife was able to trade her old car in, and we kind of, we got an upgrade. Got a nice 2021 Subaru Outback, all the bells and whistles. It's a
Subaru.
Yeah, Subaru, man.
They're like the safest car on the road, aren't they?
Pretty freaking safe. Pretty safe, man. I drove it to New York for my family reunion, and literally the coolest thing I ever drove, because it pretty much drove itself. It wasn't a Tesla, but
the car pretty much drove itself?
It pretty much drove itself, dude. Like, I could literally, my son could point something out, and I could look away, and the car is going to keep going.
You got to get closer to the mic. They're saying they can't really hear you. Pull that mic up.
Boom. That's got to be better, right?
Wicked, we got you.
That's got to be better. My son could point stuff out on the trip, and I could stop paying attention to the road, as crazy as that sounds, and look at what he was pointing at, and I was just able to enjoy the trip more than you normally can when you're the driver of a road trip.
How long ago did y'all get this car?
Almost a year. It's been almost a year.
So anyways, Dave texted me yesterday. I'm out there cutting the grass. And Dave, tell us in your own words what happened.
Well, yesterday morning I woke up and went out to go do some Grubhubbing. Gotta make some money. So I went out Grubhubbing. If you know anything about Grubhub, like, these things on the map pop up like a Doppler. Right? It's like, oh, this is the hot spot. This is the hot spot over here. And I'm like driving to these hot spots, and they're disappearing as I'm getting there. And I was getting a little frustrated. So I called my old lady. I said, look, I'm going to hang up. I'm going to come out early for lunch. But I'm going to go into Walmart real quick and get, whatever it was we needed. We needed creamer, bread, whatever, a few essentials for the house. Went in there, felt a little weird when I got inside of Walmart.
What do you mean you felt weird?
Just not normal. I felt a little woozy, I guess is the term. Felt a little funny. I just felt funny. I guess that's the only way I can describe it. I just felt funny, and got all my stuff. When I walked out of Walmart, it hit me again, and I got real dizzy. So I got in the car. I actually texted you while I was in the car. That's when we were messaging about, maybe getting up. Messaged my old lady, drank some of my coffee, and, that it went away. And I drove
What
off.
went away? The feeling?
The feeling. I wasn't feeling, funny anymore. So I started a car and drove off. Actually honked at this guy because he cut me off. I was thinking to myself, this crazy freaking driver. And then it wouldn't be but a few minutes later, and there was people pulling me out of the car.
What do you mean, the police?
No.
Folks, we're talking about an emergency that just happened yesterday. If you're just tuning in, you're probably like, what the hell is going on? Emergency. Holy shit, there's Joe and Dave. And Dave's talking about an emergency situation that he had yesterday, sitting in a parking lot in a brand new vehicle, the safest vehicle on the road, the Subaru Outback.
Yeah. Ah, man.
And all of a sudden, you went from driving to being pulled out of the vehicle?
Yeah. I blacked out. I completely passed out. I was at the stop sign. Apparently, some onlookers seen that I was like slumped over into the steering wheel.
You were nodding out.
No, I was not nodding out, Joe.
I'm just going to say what's on everybody's mind. What drugs were you on yesterday?
No drugs. No charges came of this. I wasn't in trouble. I wasn't intoxicated. They checked all my blood, all my vitals.
Right there on the spot.
Right there on the spot.
Because as you would tell me, somebody actually told the police or said that you looked like.
Oh yeah. That I was on drugs.
Because they saw you asleep at the wheel.
Yeah, I passed out at the stop sign. People came over, was banging on the door to try and help, trying to figure out what was wrong with me. And at that time, what I heard from the onlookers was that I kind of shifted in the seat and my foot hit the gas and I careened across the parking lot right at the McDonald's drive-through, and I flipped the damn car, man. I flipped the car completely unconscious.
Folks, this right here that you're looking at is a picture of the emergency situation that Dave found himself in yesterday. And again, like I say, I'm sitting here cutting grass. Dave had just texted me probably 5 minutes before I got this picture. And he was like, hey, you want me to come through? I never got a chance to respond to that. I saw it, but I never got a chance to respond to it. And then like 5 minutes later, I get this picture. And I'm like, holy shit, Dave just did a kickflip in the safest car in America. Folks, there are commercials on the TV right now. And as a matter of fact, I had just seen this car. 2 days prior, Dave came over with this thing. He was so proud of this vehicle.
Bragging
about this joint, talking about, yeah, you know, the reason we got this is because of that commercial. You know, the father passes it down to his child who goes off to college. So when I see this, of course, I call Dave immediately. Shut the mower off. I'm calling him. Holy shit, what the hell happened? He tells me I blacked out. I don't know what happened. I mean, he is upset. Super upset. Super shaken up. You know, of course, the first thing that I want to know is he okay? And he tells me that he is. He's just a little banged up. I said, well, did you kill anybody? He didn't hurt anybody else. This was a single vehicle accident. So once I knew that he was okay and that nobody else was hurt, I immediately went in. How about that safest fucking Subaru, huh?
I mean, all I got is a little bump on the wrist, a little bump on my eyebrow.
What happened to that joint damn near drives itself?
I mean,
you ain't tell me that joint with the Evil Knievel.
Look, the crazy. All right, I don't know if have you ever blacked out? Have you ever like passed out?
I have not.
So when you come back to, like, you're disoriented. Everything's a little groggy. You don't know what's going on. And I hear all these people yelling and I feel people grabbing me and I'm like, let me go. Start snapping. Let me go. I'm all right. Let me go. I don't even realize I'm upside down and that nobody is actually holding me. It's the seatbelt. And they're like, look, if we let you go, you're going to fall. And they let me go. They hit the seatbelt and I fell down. Immediately when I found out what happened, I lost control of myself. I was emotionally just wrecked. I couldn't believe that this had happened. I was so scared that somebody else, you know, like my life is where it's at, and it could have caused somebody else some turmoil. Scary, dude.
So again, I make the jokes, and I did make those jokes about Subaru being the safest vehicle and all that. But of course, when I saw this picture, I immediately called Dave to make sure that he was okay. And if there was anything that I could have done in that moment, hey, and God bless, I see this picture and I'm like, there's a million things going through my mind right now. But just to know that, thank God, all he did was black out behind the steering wheel. How bad could this have been? Hit a curb. What was that curb? It was a kicker ramp.
I mean, the curb was big
enough. How did the car get upside down? That's what I can't understand.
So apparently, if you could, there's these giant bushes right next to where the car.
I'll pull the pictures up.
Upside down, and I literally was going so fast that when I popped the curb, the bush just continued the momentum and rolled me over. Okay,
so you must have had a little air under them tires.
I'm sure I did, man, but I don't remember. I don't remember. I remember the before, and I remember the after.
Well, like I said, I'm glad to hear that you're okay. That's first and foremost. Even more glad to hear that you didn't hurt anybody. This happened, like you told me, on private property. So the police
could have been in the fucking car.
Yeah, that was another point that I really wanted to bring up was, thank God your kids weren't in the car. Thank God nobody else was in the car. Thank God there wasn't, a million things could have taken place. I think the number one thing that needs to be reiterated here is everybody, not everybody, but there was some onlookers who saw you slumped over in the car. You looked like you were on drugs. And then when the police came, the paramedics came, they did blood alcohol. They did my blood sugar, my blood alcohol content. They made me do all sorts of roadside tests. Like, the cop was even like, dude, you're more coherent than half the people we pull over. I was, dude, I'm drug free, man. This is just another. I would have been so wrecked in this situation, and I know that you were as well. No pun intended. So distraught. The cop says, "Oh yeah, man, you're way more coherent than most people we pull over." I got to imagine that your response to that was probably something along the lines of, "You're just telling me that."
It was something like that, actually, dude. I was an emotional wreck.
No, yeah.
So I even told the cops. So one of the cops knew me.
Right? Hold on. What you mean he knew you?
I mean,
he knew you from the videos?
Nah.
You were like a little TikTok celebrity. He was like, "Wait a minute, ain't you gay day?"
Nah, he knew me from the state number, But this is the crazy thing, right? No matter how far away from the mic I get, no matter how far you get away from that past, soon as the cops came, I was shook. I was like,
I don't think it had. I mean, of course, maybe it had an inkling to do with the fact that the police were there. But Dave, you were unconscious, and then you came to getting drug out of an upside down vehicle. I don't really think you were too concerned about the police initially.
Nah, not initially. But like at the end, they're like taking my license, and then the female officer came to me and was just like, "So this is private property. We can't even do a police report." Yeah, I exchanged insurance, and that was about it. But the crazy feelings that I got having to deal with this situation was, I've never been in a wreck like this anyways. Like, let alone
like an upside down car.
Yeah, and this is the first time I've had to deal with the police since you came and picked me up from
the jail.
Well, actually, no, it's not.
Hold on, Dave. Let me find out. Since After Prison Show, you've become a train wreck.
No,
run-ins with the law.
I was working over
flipping cars over.
Dude, I was working overnight.
I hope you had Gap insurance.
I believe we did.
You believe we did, or you know we did? Because you're gonna know real quick.
I know I got gap insurance on.
Because you're gonna know real quick if you got gap insurance on this damn car and this thing is totaled.
Yeah, right. Well, so look, I was working overnight as a forklift driver, and Laura was driving. Remember, she had the silver Chrysler 200.
Yeah.
So I'm driving that to work. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I pull out. Mind you, I only had my permit at the time.
Oh, just straight tell on yourself.
I mean, I got my license today, so it is what it is. So
there's no statute of limitation on self-incrimination.
Stop. Don't scare me more.
This motherfucker just admitted to driving without a license. What day was it?
So listen.
What day was that?
Listen.
What intersection were you pulling out of?
Officer Guerrero. Look, so I pull out of my street and I'm driving, and cops come out of everywhere. Unmarked cops.
Oh, I remember you told me this story.
Trucks, cops in bulletproof vests running out of bushes with guns drawn.
Are you sure this was really happening, or this wasn't some kind of methamphetamine hallucination?
No, this really happened. So immediately, hands on the steering wheel. The car's still running.
What, were you driving it with your chest?
Stop. I said, stop. I'm scared. I'm scared. This is scary, dude. This is a lot of cops, right? They come, they're like, let me see your license. I give him my license. He don't even look at it. Give him my permit. He don't even look at the permit. 2 minutes, they walk back up to me with a little bit of an attitude, and they're like, whose car is this? It's like, oh, it's my fiance's. I live down here on so-and-so, so-and-so. That's when the cops tell me that somebody had stolen a Chrysler 200S, a silver one.
Just like what you were driving.
Just like what I was driving. And the neighborhood I lived in was a one-way in, one-way out. And at the end of that one-way in, one-way out is like a project, like a Section 8 apartment complex. Well, someone stole that car and went down there, and they were waiting for him to come out. And I was just quicker to it than he was. That was pretty intense. But when they figured out that I wasn't him, they didn't even look at it. They gave me my permit back and let me go. That was the end of it.
They felt dumb. They thought they had the big bust right there. And shit, Dave was just driving without a license. It wasn't no stolen vehicle.
I mean, I was driving with a partial license.
Yeah, partial, what they say, almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades or something like that. That's some kind of old person terminology. So I'm looking at some of these comments right now. And, there's a mixed consensus. And, of course, a lot of people are saying, Dave's probably on drugs.
I mean, I'll piss right now.
Which, had Dave been on drugs when this took place, he would have been arrested, I'm sure, or got charges. But he didn't get any charges.
Nope.
And, in fact, what did you say? The police couldn't even do anything about this because this happened on private property?
Yep. They were like, if that car would have just rolled a little bit further on to Lynn Haven Parkway, you'd have been looking at some charges.
Yeah, but how does that make sense,
Look,
though?
I asked the cops, I said, what charges? Are y'all ready for this? Are you ready for the charges I would have been facing if my car would have rolled into Lynn Haven Parkway?
Run that shit. Reckless driving.
I want to say it was an illegal lane change.
Reckless driving would have been one. I don't know what else you would have got. But what if you would have hit somebody in that parking lot?
I could have been.
They would have damn sure charged you at that point.
Well,
somebody would have charged.
I wouldn't have been
Walmart would have charged.
I wouldn't have been charged. I would have been sued. My insurance would have been sued.
That's not true, because if you've got a stolen car in Walmart parking lot.
The car's not stolen.
I'm not saying that it was. I'm saying if, let's say there's a stolen, somebody getting charged. So just because you're on private property,
right? But that's
doesn't mean
commission of a crime, though. Like they've already committed a crime.
Yeah.
I wasn't committing any crimes. I just needed a nap.
So, anyways,
that's a horrible joke, by the way.
You just needed a nap. You just decided to nod off. Dave, this is a real bad look.
No, I know. Dude, yesterday, everybody, like my in-laws, my old lady, my mom, everybody was just being so nice to me, right? And Leave it up to my kid. My son calls me up and he goes, "Were you trying to fly?" I'm like, what are you? Yo, get out of here. That's my kid. My kid, Tristan, calls me up and he's like, has Laura beat you up yet?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. What was your wife's reaction to this?
Well,
this was her car at that. Let me go in here and mention this as well. Dave's got his own vehicle. It's a Nissan Altima, right?
Right.
Dave's got a Nissan Altima. His soon-to-be wife has this really nice Subaru, what is it, Outback. Dave was flexing in that shit just 2 days ago, and then he wrecks it.
I've never wrecked a car like this before.
You know what's crazy?
Ever.
You know what's crazy about this, though?
I'm a good driver.
When I asked you about the gap insurance thing, when you go to buy a vehicle, gap insurance, I don't think, and I could be wrong about this, y'all correct me if you know any better, gap insurance isn't even required, I don't think. It's not mandatory. Maybe it is. Maybe in some cases it is. But whenever you're going to buy a car and they're trying to sell you on that extra, expensive insurance, the gap insurance, and you're like, it's not like I'm going to wreck this shit.
Think about Dave.
And sure as shit.
Think about Laura's Subaru Outback when you deny that gap insurance.
I just hope for the sake of y'all got the gap insurance, and you probably do. But getting back to what I was mentioning before that, what was your wife's reaction? How mad was she? Scale of 1 to 10.
She wasn't. When I called her up, I was like, "Babe, your car is upside down." Like, that's how I told her.
She was like, "Shut up, stop playing."
She was like, "What the do you mean my car's upside down?" And I'm like, "Babe, I was just in an accident and I flipped the car and it completely changed to,
I was trying to test the theory.
Oh my God, are you okay?
Yeah.
Did you hurt anybody else?"
Yeah.
And all her family, her sister and my brother-in-law, shout out to Melissa and Nick, shout out to my mom. They booked it. Shit. Laura's mom drove from West Virginia a day early because of this.
Really?
Yeah, she was coming out anyways, but she packed up and left a day early because of this.
Well, look, shout out to your family, first and foremost, to your wife for this messed up situation that, of course, was unintentional. And I know I probably sound a bit assholio-ish, making a couple of the jokes that I am.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be right if you didn't.
Right. So anyways, getting back onto that, were you trying to test the theory? They said this motherfucker was the safest car on the road.
Let me see about
talking about this
roll.
joint damn near drive itself. So when you talk to the insurance company, Dave, what did you tell them and what did they ask?
I mean, I told them exactly what I told y'all, man. I just was completely honest. And
what did they classify it as? A single vehicle accident? Your fault?
Medical
negligence?
No negligence.
No, what I'm saying is these are the things that would be if it was your fault.
Medical emergency or something along those lines.
Do you think? Okay, so
I don't know. I got an appointment coming up. I seen comments saying like, "Dave, please go get checked out. You need to go get checked out." I got an appointment coming up.
Yeah, and that was where I was going next. Are you scared to drive at this point? I mean, I would be terrified. And I'm not trying to put any additional fear on you, but I mean, let's just be honest here. You blacked out in the middle of the day doing absolutely nothing. You had a mild feeling walking into Walmart. You came out of there. The feeling subsided. And then the next thing you know, you're upside down in the McDonald's drive-thru talking about why the ice cream machine broke.
Yo.
This shit's always broken.
Yo, shout out to Roxy at this big voluptuous woman comes running out. I'm like hysterical. I get out the car. I'm running around looking for who else. My immediate response was, I thought somebody hit me. When I got pulled out the car and I realized that I was in an accident, I thought somebody hit me and I, got hurt and went out. Like that. I'm like, who else is hurt? Is everybody okay? And everybody's like looking at me like, oh shit, he's freaking out. And this woman, big, voluptuous woman, comes running out of McDonald's. She works at McDonald's. She comes running out of McDonald's, like grabs me up and is just like holding me in her bosom.
Oh, she was just looking for some clout.
I mean,
is the news out here? I'm so glad you're okay. Here's my mixtape.
Yo, she was.
Get me out of this joint.
She was a sweetheart though, man.
Nah, good for that.
I mean, sometimes you need a hug, man. And at that moment, she didn't care who I was, what color my skin was, who I'm, associate. She didn't care nothing. She just came out, seen somebody needed some loving, and freaking grabbed me up.
I said,
it was crazy though. I want to. Everybody being so nice when my insides were telling me that I was in trouble. You know what I mean? Like I had done something, and it's this setback, and it's my fault. But everybody is just like, we're just glad you're all right. We don't care about this. We need to now, get you checked up. And we're like eating lunch at my house. My sister-in-law and brother-in-law are there. Me and Laura, my baby, we're just hanging out, eating some Jimmy John's. And I was just like, you know what? Just gonna put it out there. Y'all being nice is really starting to mess with me, man. Like, can someone please cuss me out? I was just looking for it. Can someone please just be like...
It almost sounds like they're nicer to you when you're fucking up. So you know what that means? Shit, y'all gonna be nice to me. What's what I'm about to do tomorrow?
Hop in my car. See if we can't make a match.
Anyways, this was definitely, something that we had to address. Filming an episode about this, well, it wouldn't have got out any quicker than doing this live. And, this wasn't even my idea. I also want to put that out there as well. Dave really wanted to put this story out here. And why? Why is this important for you to share?
Well, you never know, man. One day everything seems right and everything's going right, and the next day it's not. Something's got to be wrong. A lot wronger than I make it out to be, but I hope it's not. I hope it's an easy fix. But I don't know, maybe just awareness, just to be aware of yourself and what's going on and to take care of yourself.
I think more important than that, it should be, here's a guy who's been trying. He's been trying a lot. He's been through a lot of ups and downs, addiction. Even me making jokes is nothing compared to some of the stuff people are saying in the comments about, he's probably on drugs. He's not on drugs. But here's a guy who's been trying, and it kind of seems like it's just one thing after another. And I can relate to that. I see that a lot, right now in my own personal life. And it's a situation like what you just went through yesterday where you're out here trying to do fucking Grubhub. You're out here trying to provide for your family, and then you black out of no fault of your own. It's just some shit you can't even control. And now y'all are a vehicle down, playing catch up again, trying to figure out what's going to happen with this car, right? And it's a crossroad where you're at right now. Because in the past, hey, this is a real fucking situation right here, right? This is a real fucking situation that could cause you to just say, man, I'm tired of trying.
Yo, I told Laura, even before this happened, I said, less stuff has happened to me in the past.
To cause more of a reaction.
To cause me to be like,
hey, dope man.
Yeah, not even that. Just to go balls to the wall, not care no more, and
that would involve the dope man.
Always, and I feel, I don't know if it's just like maturity or, just feeling like I do have, my family, my kids, but I don't think I got any effort left in me, man.
You ain't got another bid in you, is what you're saying, and you know,
definitely don't.
you know that if you do get the F it mentality, a bid is probably going to end up coming shortly thereafter.
Or death.
You're in a situation right now that I say is a crossroads. It's a messed up situation. It's definitely taking 2 steps back after taking 1 step forward. But you're going to handle this. Because you got to handle this. You ain't got no choice. You ain't getting no younger. You old as a bitch. So you really ain't got no choice. You're going to go up, because if you end up, fucking up and going back to where the bad people are, you're going to be unking there.
Yeah, that happened. That happened the last bid where I had to turn myself in.
Hey,
Bro, I almost fired off on this young cat because of that. Like, Unc? What you mean, Unc? Where is Unc? And that's when I was just like, yo, you gotta leave this shit for the young guys, man.
It's a messed up situation. It could happen to anybody. And that's another thing that's kind of scary about it, right? Like you had no control over this situation. There wasn't anything you could have done to prevent this or to combat against this. Everything was fine just a minute ago, and then the next thing you know, accident, car's upside down.
I deal with my blood sugar, messes with me here and there, and they tested my blood sugar, and they said my blood sugar was fine, but I hadn't ate. It was like 10:30 in the morning. I've been up since 5 o'clock. I hadn't ate nothing, just drank a butt ton of coffee. So I'm sure that probably didn't help. And it was hot, and I'm out running around, and I'm old as a mother, as the words of Joe. I just, oh man. Yeah. It's a crazy thing to wake up in your car upside down. It is a frightening freaking thing. And I'm not the only one that's, we knew somebody else that had done a life of ripping and running, came home from Indian Creek and was doing good. And out of nowhere, he became sick and his immune system was not what it was before, and he died. And he was clean. He had been clean, was doing good, was involved in all sorts of extracurricular activities, just a good dude. And, that happened to him. So when this happened to me, I immediately thought of that.
Thought like this could be some underlying health conditions or concerns from all the drugs and all the life of bullshit.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's a scary thing, man.
I got somebody, that I know really, really well, right now, our age, somebody that nobody knows. But anyways, I'm just watching this person just throw their life away. And I think about that for them. I don't think there's any coming back for this person. I think, they're already too far gone. And, hey, this is it. You've plateaued. You can't get no higher. And, in fact, from here, you're probably going to die. You know what I mean? I got no hope for this person. It's a fucking family member at that. And it's so sad to think that I've tried to help this person. Can't. But I think about that more for them. Like, damn, man, you out here running around with nefarious females. I mean, I'm talking about the most. Whew.
Yeesh.
And, forget what the drugs are doing to you. What's the life doing to you? And then what would it do to you 10 years separated when you ain't even thinking about it? When you're coming out of a freaking Walmart and you black out, but, whether that's got anything to do with it or not, it's hard to say.
One of the reasons you were one of the first people I called or messaged was I just wanted to be open. I know the stigma that comes with, being a addict, right? I just flipped a car.
The whole comment section was basically,
yeah,
well, it's got to be heroin.
It's got to be, right? Because it couldn't be
heroin. Take the wheel.
It couldn't be high blood pressure. You know what I mean? It couldn't be a heart condition. It couldn't be none of those things. It has to be fucking heroin. You know, it has to be Dave just decided, you know, screw his kids, screw his fiance and her family, and screw my mom, and screw the after show
I like
prison
it.
show.
There you go.
That's what it had to be. It had to be Dave.
It was too much. We did one episode and Dave went off the deep end.
Went off.
VH1 behind the music. What happened?
Trying to meet freaking Kurt
Dave
Cobain.
turned into an island boy.
God. After this, I'm going to get a neck tattoo.
Look, shit happens. That's the brunt of it right there. You're going to bounce back from this situation. The car isn't totaled. It doesn't look like it's totaled.
Well, the front airbags didn't deploy. It was just the side airbags. That's it. So
that means it's not totaled?
it's not totaled. It's just a new roof, because the roof busts out of the corners by the doors. It's actually kind of cool to look at.
Is it cool to look at?
Stepping outside of the...
Does your fiance think it's cool to look at?
Yeah, she probably didn't like that comment at all.
This picture right here, is that cool to look at? Yeah, I did that.
Yeah, nah, it ain't cool to look at.
I mean, I'm not sharing this for any other reason than just to think, like, how much is this going to cost? We could probably fix that with some ramen.
I mean, I've seen them build bowls out of ramen.
We could probably fix this. All we need is a crowbar and a little maul. Bang that shit out right there.
Get the
Who you got working on this?
My insurance company's taking care of that.
Gosh almighty, man. I know you had to be shook. And you know what's crazy is you weren't going all that fast, but yet the car still flipped over and all this damage happened to this car. All this damage from that little ass accident. So again, Dave, I really think, you know, you wanted to address this in a video. You wanted to get in front of it. You wanted to say, hey, look, you know, we're coming back with the after show, and I'm trying to put one foot in front of the other, and I stumbled and flipped the car. But you really ought to upload a video doing a social experiment. Subaru is a fucking liar. That shit ain't that safe.
I mean, if
The commercial should go like this. And when your kids get old enough, you could pass the car down. You freaking hit a speed bump and that joint done.
I'll tell you what, though.
Did a cartwheel.
If I'd have rolled the Altima, I'd have been a lot more banged up.
That joint ain't got no airbags?
Not on the side.
Yeah.
Like these airbags.
Did you have your seatbelt on?
Oh, yeah.
Because them new cars make you put your seatbelt on. They hit you with that ding.
Oh, no. This
ding.
one goes.
It's like Dumb and Dumber. Let me hit you with the most annoying sound in the world. Is there a way to
And
disable
it turns the
that?
radio down. Yeah, plug it in. Plug your seatbelt in behind you, so it'll save nobody.
Y'all to make a video talking about my experience with the Subaru Outback. They lied to you.
I don't know, man. But yeah, I always put my seatbelt on when I'm driving, right? This is how, when I'm driving, I always put my seatbelt on. If my kids are in the car, I always put my seatbelt on. I want them to see me put my seatbelt on. But for some reason, when I get in the passenger seat of a car, like putting my seatbelt on is not the first thing I think of. It's more or less like, what is this asshole listening to on the radio? Right? Like, that's what I think of.
Jesus, take the wheel.
I promise you, I'm putting the damn seatbelt on no matter where I'm at in the car. I say that, and I did not wear my seatbelt all the way here from Virginia Beach.
Okay, I'm gonna make some more jokes.
Let's go.
Have you seen those videos where the people get in the accident and the guy runs up and he's like, "Hey, whose fault was it? It was their fault. It was they."
Jumps in the car, lays down.
Hey, you good? Anybody hurt?
No.
Who hit you? Oh, he hit you.
That's why I called you. I was seeing if you were in the area.
Shit. Let me get a piece of that joint, man. Dan says real men don't use airbags. That's kind of funny. BMX said Damon will fix it. LOL. Damon actually knows how to work on cars. And shout out to Damon, man. My ace, man. That dude, he be working his ass off. Anyways, in conclusion, the emergency is Dave had an accident yesterday. He flipped the car and shit his pants. And I know damn well if I would have done it, I'd have done both myself.
What, flip and shit?
Yes, at the same damn time. At the same damn time.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't have been unconscious, though. What's crazy is I honked at the guy in front of me, and he drove home safely.
He probably watched you.
I'm like, ha! Laughing at me in his rear view.
He probably watched you. He probably heard the like, what's wrong with this asshole? Yes!
My son goes, well, did you get a McDouble? It's like, what? He's like, you did go into the drive-thru. It's like, God, Tristan.
Oh, he's got the joke.
Oh, he's got plenty jokes. Well, yo, talk about your son being maturing and getting
How did you
older.
explain this to your son? Like, hey, look, I just don't do what I did.
No, so he was asleep.
Wait
My
till you got to
mom-
teach him how to drive.
He's gonna be like, Dad,
Should
I'll
I
watch a
hit? Should I
YouTube
hit?
video.
Should I hit the bush? You just hit the curb. That's what you did, Dad.
don't tell me about the curbs.
Oh my God, I wanted to hit you with the with the blow analogy from the movie Blow. Oh fuck, I can't think of it now. When his daughter comes to see him, and
She's not really there.
she's not really there, or when she does come to see him and she is really there, and she says, I thought you'd never take my sunshine away. It's just some stupid ass line, and then she walks away. I can envision Tristan hitting you with some bullshit line when it's time to teach him how to drive.
Yo, he's gonna. And the
Y'all get in the car, and you're like, okay, look, first thing you got to do is shut up, Dad. You don't know how to drive? The fuck I look like listening to you?
Look, my kid literally calls me up after like the third joke. He's like, well, I figured everybody else was asking you how you were feeling. I figured I'd brighten you up a little bit. I was like, well, I appreciate it because it worked.
Yeah. It's good that he had a sense of humor about it. And it's good that you have a sense of humor about it as well. Because another thing, and make sure you're talking to that mic. A lot of people are commenting about that.
Damn, man.
I don't know how hard it is to just talk into the mic.
Joe,
Not the top of the mic, Dave. It's not a...
if I was upside down, it'd be a lot easier. I don't know. Shit gets real.
Well, there
when
we
you're
go.
upside
We just
down.
went straight to left field.
Shit gets real when you're upside down, let me tell you.
I completely lost my whole train of thought. What the hell was I getting ready to say? Oh, talking about, I want to move on from this subject because we've already beat the shit out of this dead horse. Not only was this a crossroads that you got to where, you could have just said, F it. This is, you're a guy who's got a very fragile mental capacity. I'm not trying to say.
Well, you did. So, no.
Have you seen my baseball? I'm not trying to say you're on that level. But what I am saying is, you got the depression. You know what I mean? I got that shit too, though. So something like this could happen that could cause you to go, forget saying F it. You could hit the depress real quick and be like, man. And I'm glad to see that you haven't gone into the hole. If that makes any sense.
Well, thank God for this and the...
Somebody said promoting DUI driving nice. I gotta laugh at that one.
I barely drink in my house, let alone I only drink and drive like on Sundays.
I mean, I'm gonna let you clean that up.
Well, I mean, my coffee. I take my Sunday coffee drive, get jacked up on the rinds. But Joe, all this, if this would have happened and we weren't doing After Prison Show again, and I wouldn't have been started the Twitch stream up a few weeks ago.
Whoa. Did you just self-promote? Did you just try to plug yourself?
I mean, I did a little shameless plug.
What do you mean you're streaming again?
Just gaming.
Is Dave's World back?
Dave's World gaming. I'm gaming, streaming, chatting, whatever.
Ain't nobody got time for that. But anyways, go on.
If it weren't for that, I don't know where I would be mentally. But because of this stuff, I feel like it's just a setback. It's just a little setback, man. And amongst all these other little setbacks that I've been having. But one good thing that happened, I found my glasses.
What do you mean you found your glasses?
I lost my glasses at Ocean Breeze at the water park. And my wife and sister took the kids there like yesterday. or 2 days ago, and came home with my glasses.
Hold on. I remember that, actually. I remember you told me that you lost the glasses in the water park.
Mm-hmm. In the wave pool.
Dave, you can't see your fucking hand in front of your face without your glasses.
That was dry.
Do you mean to tell me you were out there risking the lives of every good Samaritan, every upstanding motherfucking citizen around you for some DoorDash?
You call it DoorDash. I call it car note. Yeah, I was out there driving with no glasses. How am I gonna get new glasses if I don't pay my bills?
I don't know what the notification.
What happened?
No, I was looking at some insurance stuff. I don't know what the notification from DoorDash sounds like, right? But it's probably like, ding, ding. And Dave was like, I gotta, ding, ding. Hey, I'm over here. You're talking to the plant. Look. That's what your fucking phone was. Good for you, man. I'm glad you got your glasses back. Maybe that'll keep your ass up out of a...
Keep me right side up.
Keep you out the bushes. Keep you out the bushes.
Oh, my God, man. I miss this. Just so you know. The live streaming, the laughing, the joking.
It's a little rough around the edges.
It's always going to be a little rough around the edges.
I would advise you to not go back and read the comments. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm not worried about those people.
I'm kidding. What you mean you're not worried about those people?
The people.
I know you didn't just say what he said.
She said, he said, they said, whatever pronoun decided to.
What about
comment.
the people?
I mean, if they want to, say something so they can be seen, I hope I seen them. Give them what they want.
I'm just messing with you, man.
It's good, though. It's good.
So let's wrap up the emergency situation and say this. If there's anything that can be said in closing, Dave, if there's a lesson to take from this, let's treat it like, gosh almighty.
I mean, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Pay attention to the signs. Your body will tell you if something's wrong. And don't take no risks. Yeah, it's just a scary situation. And I just wanted to get out there. I'm sure, I was about to just post it on Facebook like, hey, look what happened to me. And I didn't want to do that. And then everybody be like, oh, the drugs or whatever. I wanted a chance to actually be able to talk about it, tell y'all what really happened, tell y'all that I'm okay.
You're banged up, though.
Oh, yeah. My ribs hurt from the seatbelt.
So that car ain't safe for nothing.
I mean, who knows? Who knows what could have happened if I wasn't in a Subaru?
They say more people get hurt from the airbag deploying.
I mean, I got a little knot on my eyebrow where the freaking...
And that's never happened to you before. Never have blacked out before like that.
The only time I've ever blacked out before was when that dude got smacked at Indian Creek, like with the lock, and it made me.
His eye fell out of his head or some shit?
Nah, his nose got ripped off his face, and it caused me to. I passed out, went into a seizure, smacked my own head on the freaking locker. Everybody, look, broke my glasses. Got a black eye, big cut on my eyebrow from the locker, right?
Man, you ain't about that life for real, man.
Nah, definitely ain't. A little bit of blood.
Oh, shit, that's some blood. Shit, that's his goddamn eye.
Look, I went out. Everybody
that motherfucker looking at me in 360 vision.
Joe keeps falling out.
I'm trying to grab my phone that time. I got it.
Did you get it?
Yeah, I just messed up the whole thing.
So
Hey, yo, let me tell you the craziest prison story. Let me tell you the craziest shit I ever seen in prison. Let me tell you about the time I shit my pants and blacked out and hit my head on the bleachers at the same day. And it didn't even have shit to do with what was going on with me.
Yo, I've shit my pants in prison.
We'll save that for another time, Dave.
I think we've talked about it.
We'll save that for another time. Anyways, I'm glad that you're okay. I know that everybody in the... I am glad that you're okay.
No, I know, Joe. I'm just talking shit.
What if you would have been in the hospital, though? And that's one other thing that we got to mention. We got to mention the hack, the life hack for ambulances. We'll get to that in just a moment. But what if you would have been in the hospital, Dave? Would we be doing this shit bedside at the hospital? Yo, hey, Dave's in a coma right now, but look, he just flipped the fucking car. Dave, what you got to say about that? I be hitting you with the Weekend at Bernie shit. Well, I fucked up this time.
At least it wasn't drugs. Looking like a puppet.
Dave, life hack for ambulances. What did you learn from this experience?
So if you get an ambulance and you go back to the hospital,
it's $4,000.
It is a stupid amount of money. But if you refuse to be transported and something like this happens, and they have to check all your vitals and do your blood sugar and your alcohol blood content and just give you a quick rundown, that's free. So if you're ever feeling some kind of way and you're out on the road, just pull over and lay down and call an ambulance and let them come check you out. That's free. Just don't get a ride.
See, I don't know necessarily that, you know, I mean, I guess, right?
Did they get your name? Telling me, I'm like,
hold on, did they get your name at all? They got a police report. Your ass is getting a bill in the mail.
No, because I'm sitting there.
How do you know that that's...
I'm like, look, I'm good. I'm not going in the ambulance.
How do you know that shit's free?
Listen, I'm telling them, I'm like, I'm not getting in the ambulance. Not doing it.
Why are you not getting...
I got to pay for the car. I can't pay for the ambulance trip, too.
And what'd they say?
They were like, look, man, it's free. I was like, can you say that?
It's free right now.
Can you say that on camera? I'm going to go ahead and get you on camera. Yo, when they flip the car back over, I'm recording them, the record out there, flipping the car back over. Car flips over. Boom, boom. I was like, all right, y'all. I got it from here. Thanks very much. You think it'll start?
Did it?
It did.
Did you get in and try to drive it off?
Hell no. The cops were not about to let me do that.
Can you imagine bringing that thing?
And look, everybody at the scene like looks at me immediately because you know me. So I say it loud as shit. Like all the onlookers, the McDonald's employees.
How many people made a TikTok out of this?
Oh, I'm sure there was I could count.
Can we find this on TikTok somewhere?
I could count at least 10 cameras.
Oh my God. Can you imagine this? What if somebody caught you knotted out behind the wheel? You know, like crackhead gone wild.
I feel like
that should get 1 million views.
The way the guy explained it, he said it looked more like I was having a seizure.
That's even better.
Right, but I mean, it don't look like when you're knotted out, you don't look.
I mean, at least for the views. At least for the whoever recorded that for their TikTok. If y'all, hey man,
the email.
Y'all go try to find this joint on TikTok. It's probably up to somebody recorded this.
The email.
Who pulled you out the ambulance? I mean, who pulled you out the car?
Why does yours keep turning red?
Because I'm probably peeking. Oh. I'm so close to it.
Oh, got you. Got it.
Who pulled you out the car? The cops?
3 dudes.
Who had their phone in their hand? Who was the hero? Yo, we saving a life right here. We saving it. Hold on, it's been 3 minutes. Fuck him. Start that shit. Hey, yo, he's right. Are you okay?
Knock him back out. I didn't get it on camera.
CPR.
Knock him back out. I didn't
post that bitch to TikTok.
Oh man. Yeah, but I'm glad I'm all right, man. And I'm sure everybody would say something like that, but I really am. I feel like I'm on the brink of something, man. It's like everything is attacking me. Everything is going wrong. Like I'm getting denied to be a DoorDash. I'm getting the runaround for the Amazon trying to, get.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean?
I mean, everything is done by a computer program now, right? So if my background pulls up, there's nobody for me to be like, hey, let me explain what I've done.
You tried to get a job at Amazon, you didn't get past the background?
Yeah, well, it still says pending, but it's not looking good. I mean, everything, man. Everything. I feel like I've just been in, one hardship after another, but I feel like it's got to get better sooner or later, man. Like when this happened, like my first thought was really, like, what's next? Like if this just happened, what's next, man?
Well, let me tell you what's next, Dave. As a matter of fact, I'm glad you bring that up.
What is next, Joe?
Well, we're back here doing the After Prison Show after show. That's number one.
I'm loving it.
I got the new business jumping that you are more than welcome.
Can I drive the company vehicle?
No. Fuck no. Actually, I told my dude today about that. I said, shit, man, you think I'm about to put Dave out here driving a vehicle? I did say that. I said he's going to be parking off the property. So anyways, we got a new business that we started. We're going back to doing cleaning. If you remember back in the day, we used to have a cleaning business. We're back cleaning, but we're doing even more now. Now we're doing painting. We offer a painting service. And if you guys don't rock with the Joe Does Stuff channel, you know, no worries if you don't. But over there, I've been chronicling what it's been like trying to get this business off the ground with the amount of insurance that I've got to carry. I've got to carry a load of insurance. This has taken me a week plus to get all of that squared away. It literally just got squared away today. We literally just got work today, and we're going to be getting into that work, you know, probably not tomorrow, but Friday for sure. We already got a couple of jobs, man. I'm trying to tell you, this joint's about to jump, man. Dave.
I'll get dropped off.
Well, I can get you picked up because I got guys to drive now. I got a crew.
All right.
I got a crew.
I can drive, Joe.
So you're more than welcome to come get a piece of that action if you want to get in. And I've mentioned that to you before. So that, you know, one thing about it, I'd love to see you, you know, get down with that. And
well, I'd hope that you'll give me a shot, Joe.
Yeah, I certainly will. I got a new guy, as a matter of fact. He just started with me yesterday. An older gentleman, 47 years old.
He ain't much older than us.
Skateboards at 47. And I mean, no bullshit skateboarding. Like, dude's hitting ramps and pools. He skates pools. He shows me videos on his phone. Clean guy.
Still shredding. Still
shredding at 47 years old. Clean dude. No drugs. Drives. But he doesn't know. He's a really awesome guy. This guy cooked for like 30-something years, got burnt out in the kitchen. He's just an old head skater dude. So he's really like just very nonchalant. You know, hey, I'll work for a little while and, you know, whatever. He was a kitchen worker, I guess, you know. But he's supposed to be a beast cook. He's an abstract artist. I've seen some of his work. And he skateboards.
So when we do the APS fan meetup barbecue tailgate.
Oh, and he can play guitar. He was playing guitar today.
So we got the live music and the cook for the party.
I was thinking, I was like, man, if I could put this dude in a video, because he don't know shit about the videos. I was like, man, if I could put this dude in a fucking video doing cooking videos with this dude. Yeah, I'm like, yo. And then he tells me about his crew. His crew is all 50-year-old skater dudes.
I want to meet these guys.
He's actually a pretty cool dude. He doesn't know too much of painting. And, you know, I'm trying to teach him how to paint. And it's not going very well so far. But I expect that. I don't expect him to just jump in and, you know, nail it. Because I got the guys that can do that. And same for you, Dave. You're more than welcome to come get a piece of that action, man. And
I'll be there
and learn it.
I will be there Friday.
You trying to get down?
I'm trying to get down.
All right, word. All right. Anywho, I want to take a moment and thank everybody who's taking it. My God, we got 1,000 people in here. Kind of brings you back, doesn't it?
It does.
To them days when we used to stream for real.
Like 2-3 times a week, 2, 4, 6 hours at night, tattoos, cooking, whatever. Connor on the live streams.
Playing the video game.
Bro, we
dealing with crazy stuff. I'm going to tell a story.
Let's hear
Fuck
it,
it.
Joe.
Since we're here.
I'm
going to tell you a story of the yesteryears back in the heyday of After Prison Show when we were doing live streaming. Now, mind you, back during this time, this was a very crazy time in my life. I had just exploded on YouTube. I'm seeing more success than I'd ever seen in my life and ever thought that I would see. And I'm living a great life. Dave comes around. He's hanging out. He's seeing that. He's loving this shit. Like, it is a really awesome time for After Prison Show. We get into doing the live streams all of the time, and I'm introducing a couple of people here and there. And there was this one dude who came over. He did some tattoo work.
How did I know you were bringing this dude up?
Because this is the best one to bring up. This is definitely the best one to bring up. So there was one dude. His name was Tom. Fuck it. He's locked up right now. And, I wish this guy nothing but the best. Well, Tom was definitely struggling with the addiction. But back during this time, like, I wasn't really as honed in on it for whatever reason as I am now, and as I had been throughout the course of After Prison Show, dealing with addicts.
Well, I mean, I think it started around that time, like where you really started bringing more people on the show. You hadn't really been having to deal with the crackhead mentality, the hustle game that comes with being an addict. You hadn't really had to deal with that. And then it really started around that time, the people we were bringing in, And
that was sad too, right? You would bring people in with the best of intentions and then just see either skeletons come out of the closet or maybe just see what it really was that you weren't seeing. But anyways, back during this time we were doing these live streams. You got to imagine what you were seeing on the live stream was nothing in comparison that was taking place behind the cameras. And this Tom dude was a perfect example of that. I'll never forget, we were supposed to be doing this live stream, doing some tattoo work. I think he was tattooing Enjoy Life, the Free World, Never Take a Moment for Granted, and Make the Most of Every Day on my side, which is one of the worst tattoos that I've got right now. Mind you, I probably should have known better, but I did. I still went through with it for whatever reason. Dude was high as fuck during that. But even worse than that was the fact that he had some soulmate of his with him at the time, who behind the scenes, as we're sitting here like, hey, what's going on? Hey, we getting ready to get into this tattoo and shit. As I'm looking at the camera, directly behind the camera is this chick standing on the wall, holding the wall up like,
fucked up. Yo, and Joe's getting madder and madder at me because I keep going, dude.
So I'm trying to do the live, trying to tell Tom, hey, yo, you know what I mean? Hey, yeah, we getting ready. Get him out of here. It's basically what I'm trying to say. So Tom went out into the parking lot for a little while. Mind you, we're live. We've been live for a couple of hours at this point. And I guess there was some kind of argument in the parking lot over the last shot of dope or something along them lines. And, man, there was this major fight out in the parking lot. I think she even threw his keys or something.
No, his phone. She smashed his phone. She, snatched his phone and, threw it into the
oh, man,
street.
the good times, right? Like, this was if there was ever a book of, all the crazy shit that took place, behind the scenes, this was definitely one of those times. We're trying to be happy-go-lucky, positive. Yeah, hey, look, drug-free like a dare dog. Mix the dare dog with Smokey the bear dog, right? And the whole time, these motherfuckers are higher than throwing meth rocks at the moon. Bars. That's my new one. Boy, you hiding.
Throwing meth rocks at the moon rocks?
Jesus Christ, man. But anyways.
Dude, that was actually... And she couldn't have been no more than 19. And at that time, he was 40.
Was she that young and just
Dude,
looked that old?
Young, and just was strung out, bro.
Oh, wow.
When they showed up, that was the first time I had ever met him. I didn't meet him in prison. So when they showed up in my head, I'm like, holy shit, who is this chick? She's donezo. Game over. She's talking.
No, you know what was even better? You know what was even better? When we were like, yo, who is that? Because I was mad that he showed up with her. I was like, yo, who is that? This motherfucker. Oh. That's my fiance. What?
You gonna marry that?
That's my fiance right there.
Yeah, she was strong.
That's my rock.
She had that Dope Fiend language. You know what I'm talking about? Where I was like, so, what's up, Dave?
Anyways, man, that was a tough one there, man. There was a lot.
What did she say?
There was a lot of situations like that, but you live and you learn. Unfortunately for that dude, he's locked up like so many other folks, and hopefully he's going to get another chance. I know he had a boatload of charges. I hope he gets another chance. I hope he gets out here and gets his shit together, man. I want to mention some things upcoming for you guys to maybe be interested in checking out. This isn't just some fly by the seat of our pants thing that we're doing here with this after show. Now, don't get me wrong. This live stream sort of is, but there was a rhyme and reason to this as well. Just you reach a point where it's pretty much freestyling like we are right now. But I do want to mention some things upcoming that we've got planned for this After Prison Show after show. And one thing is obviously sharing things that, we the behind the scenes for sure. I mentioned, in the next episode that you guys are going to be seeing on Sunday, there were some missions that I used to send Dave on. Dave was a huge part of After Prison Show for the longest time. And he used to be like my right-hand man when it came to tasks. And Dave, man, you used to go on some wild little missions.
I'd hop on my little Gay Dave
moped
and go to the...
Nah, you ain't got to put it out there. Not yet.
All right.
But
yeah, I would go out looking for content, man.
Dave was a story producer basically.
I was out there looking for content, man. And holy shit, some people would hear what my little spiel I would give them, and they would look at me like, if you don't get the frag away from me right now with that bullshit, nobody would believe it. I swear, even I'd pull it up and show them, and they'd still be like, nah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I think I was successful twice.
That's one idea. There's another idea that I've got, which is... and this one's going to be a lot more, I guess, rough around the edges. But, throughout the 5.5 years of After Prison Show, you got to imagine there's probably some people that I regret introducing here on this channel. And I've got two that really stick out the most. You're going to be surprised to hear who they are. You might be able to guess. But I wouldn't tell you even if you did. Be surprised to hear who they are, and even more so why I do regret introducing them. What else were we talking about? We had some... this as well. This is not going to just be Dave and I all the time. A lot of the time it will be. He is the co-host of this. This is a two-piece. But you got to imagine that I do want to bring back some folks that we have featured here. But it's going to be a lot different than anything in the past. And I want to share a little bit more of what I mean with that. Look, in the past, I would try so hard to work with people, to try to help people. And almost in all of those cases, did that fall on deaf ears and end up piss poor. Joe the bad guy, it's got to be Joe. Does it got to be Joe, or has it got to be them crack rocks, meth rocks, and the dog food? Does it got to be Joe, though? Okay, fuck it, I'll wear that, right? A lot of times the situations would end up bad. I do want to bring some people back. There's people who are locked up right now, people you would never even guess. I'm not just talking about Jellicoe, who is locked up, who does come home. Real soon. Would I like to get Jellicoe back? To hash it out, to talk about things? Maybe. But it would always be a situation, no matter who it is, it would be at arm's length. Because one thing that I've learned through the course of this is there is such a thing as doing too much. And when you do too much, even if you've got the best of intentions, and people can kill you in the comments and just say, oh, well, Joe just takes advantage of drug addicts. How do you take advantage of a drug addict? Wouldn't a drug addict take advantage of you?
Isn't that the way it goes?
Hey, yo, my phone died. The cat ate my phone. Like, hey, man. Anyways, I would like to follow up, I guess is a better way to put it, with people from the past. Some people. Not all people, but some for sure. Just to see where they're at. Like, I guess if we're going to mention Jellicoe like we did, when he comes home, I wouldn't mind hearing where he's at mentally.
And ask him what's different. I
wouldn't even really care, to be honest.
Well, it ain't.
I just let him share whatever he wants to share. Because you know what? The sad reality of it is, and I'm not just speaking about him, but the sad reality is for a lot of people, shit don't really ever change. It might change briefly or for a little bit of time, but a lot of times people are so stuck in the fucking ways, they just go back.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess if you wanted to say...
it's easy. When you've done it for so long, it's just easier to do that. It would be so easy for me to just say, screw everybody and just go back to running the streets and being dirty and drugging. It would be so easy.
I guess what I would say is, I am sorry for the way that things turned out between us. I mean everything that I felt then about you. And I hope that this time for you it is different. I wish you the best. I truly do. Give a person the floor. Give a person an opportunity to and share whatever you want to share about me. Say whatever you want to say.
It's all your fault, Joe. Is that how it's going to go?
I don't know. I have no idea, to be honest. I would just give a person an opportunity to share, see where they're at, and maybe further down the road, do a recap. And hopefully that recap wouldn't be, welp, same old shit, And that's why I realize there's such a thing as doing too much. In some situations, you could do way too much for all the right intentions and still at the end be looking like a damn fool.
Oh, man. Talking about addiction this conversation could go on for days, hours, weeks, however long. We could just sit here and talk about it. And everybody has, their different burn on it. Like it's either burned you or you've burned it. Just the conversation. People you love messed up. That puts people into a mind state where, fuck this shit. They don't, it's tough. Like you said, you're dealing with family members right now. You're dealing with friends that just can't get their shit together. And it gets you to that point where I've tried. So instead of continue to try and continue to be, disappointed, let down, and hurt, you put that blocker up. And you're just like, look, I hope the best for you, but I can't continue to put myself in this position because all it's making me do is hate you more. And then you got people on the other aspect of it who...
They still saying your mic is just...
How? I'm like right on it.
Do you see where I'm at, Dave?
Here we go. I'll be right here. Now I'm redlining. I know you can hear me now.
Do you see where I'm at with the mic?
I see you.
Like I'm right here at the mic. I want it right at the side.
So you know, the black eye I'm going to have tomorrow on the video is because Joe was like, you couldn't just stay on the mic, Dave. No, I'm just...
Wow, Dave. Don't you think that's a little too soon? I knew Joe was such a meanie. I knew it. Levi was right.
Oh, my God.
Could you imagine getting Levi on this damn thing? Oh, my God. My God.
That's the guy who said he
created this. I owed him half.
That's that guy?
Yeah, that's that guy.
He stayed on Jelly's couch.
He stayed on a couple of couches, as a matter of fact. Boy, the story's there, boy. Woo. Man. You'll wonder why he disappeared.
So can I talk to chat for a minute? I guess that's who we've been talking to.
What you mean talk to chat?
But I want to know what their expectations are. There's got to be a reason why they clicked on the video when we posted it. There's got to be a reason why.
Well, because we clickbaited the title. We called it an emergency episode. There's people literally right now comment and talk about what is the emergency.
David rolled a freaking Subaru Outback.
Dave rolled his wife's brand new vehicle.
That was the emergency.
Brand new vehicle, safest vehicle on the road.
But I mean, I want to know what is the expectations?
Don't roll a car.
No,
drive right. Wear your glasses when you're driving.
Oh my Lord.
Stay awake. Take a 5-hour energy.
I did just drink an energy drink. I'm up right now. I could drive pretty good right now. They're saying my mic is good. Good.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm only giving you a hard time.
Other people are saying they can hear me just fine. It's just other people trolling.
Maybe it is. I mean, that's always the risk that you run with this is,
Either way.
Maybe somebody don't got headphones in, or maybe it just sounds crazy. I'm going to get those Shure SM7B microphones. We got to have those. Eventually, we'll get those. But, yeah, I mean, I'm sure people are going to be commenting things that they want to see, and definitely take that into consideration as well for upcoming episodes. I got a list of episode ideas. And, just to give you something to look forward to, the episode that was supposed to come out tonight, but we did this emergency episode instead, so that episode will now come out on Sunday. However, if you're a channel member of After Prison Show or Joe Does Stuff, that episode's been available all day long. There's quite a few people who've already looked at that episode, have loved that episode. It's a great episode. It really is. And it's about a picture that never before surfaced during the time of After Prison Show. It should have surfaced. For whatever reason, it surfaced after the fact, and it's only because the person who had the picture, just posted it within, I guess, the last year. And I ran across this picture. It's a picture of Dave. Picture like you've never seen him before. And if you're not a channel member, you'll have to wait till Sunday. But trust me when I tell you, it's a great episode. So that is definitely something to be looking forward to.
Yeah, it was good conversations.
Let me hit on this $10 donation right here. I cited After Prison Show in something called Unified Platform, where candidates from across the country propose reforms. Yeah, I'm not interested in that at all. Somebody sent me an email today, and I get these. They said, hey, we got this platform. We're in the UK. We want to air After Prison Show for youth offenders. We're just asking, if that's something you'd like to be a part of. And I wanted to respond to them and say, fuck no. But I just didn't respond. And the reason why I wanted to say fuck no is because you expect me to let you air my shit for free, which you're going to do it anyway. So I don't even know why you asked me. But I really wanted to respond and say, well, how much are you going to charge these folks to watch this content? Because I know somewhere along the line there's a price tag for something. Ain't shit for free. So you might as well just bootleg my shit like you're probably already doing and wasting my time even reaching out about it.
You think that though?
Absolutely. They're talking about pretty soon all the prisoners are going to be able to get tablets. What happens when you get a tablet? You got to pay for everything on that thing. You got to pay for minutes.
Yeah.
You got to pay for minutes to watch videos.
You got to pay for the internet time.
You want me to buy you, basically what you want me to turn you into Bill Gates. And it's not just my content. I don't mean anything exclusive mentioning myself. I'm sure they're doing it to all the prison
We want to let
content.
Youth offenders watch After Prison Show so they already
I wanted
know
to ask, well, how much are you going to charge them to watch that?
how to make swoles when they get there. So they know how to build a tattoo gun when they get there.
Yeah. But
so they don't become unk.
Yeah. I missed this. I truly have missed this. I've thought about After Prison Show quite a bit over the course of, ever since filming that video, this isn't really goodbye, or maybe it really is goodbye. I even mentioned that there was another video entirely that I had filmed where I really went in on some strong feelings that I had, but I refilmed the video and it came out pretty good. I got all the points out that I really felt like I wanted to get out. But since filming that and feeling like I'm probably done unless we start something like this, and thank God that we did start this, there's been some things, man, that I'm like, damn. I damn sure film a video about that. So many stories that have taken place, so many crazy situations that have taken place. I've missed this. And I know without even knowing, you've missed this.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Dude, this was like one of the biggest parts of my recovery, to have a platform where I could talk about all the shit I was thinking, all the stuff I was going through, how hard it was, and then to have all these people rooting for me, which just gave me accountability. Dude, if it wasn't for After Prison Show, I don't know where I would be. I don't know. After Prison Show put me in place to find the woman of my dreams. If it wasn't for After Prison Show, I'd have never met her. I would never have, we would have never had our beautiful daughter. I would never have been in a position to be the father I am to my son, or the son I am to my mother and my father. I wouldn't have had any of that. So when I look at After Prison Show and everything that, you know, it was and is, it was one of the major catalysts in my recovery. It was probably the biggest.
And you know what's crazy to think about is, I mean, mine as well. For certain, mine as well. I don't know where I would have been without After Prison Show. There ain't no doubt about that.
You'd still be doing concrete.
Oh yeah, I'd be working at fucking Little Caesars still.
I'm
you know,
just
when
saying.
I tell people my story when they meet me, it doesn't even matter. But
it does matter.
Well, I met a construction guy out here the other day. He was like, "That's your house?" I was like, "It ain't no fucking mansion," but I mean, you know, I bought and sold 6 houses just to flex a little. But yeah, it's my damn house. I just look like this. You know, After Prison Show has definitely kept me on the path that I need to be on. And it's good to know, like you, I mean, and I also know that there's people who've rocked with this channel that it's probably touched in some way as well. Dude, has it saved the lives?
I believe so. I believe so. Dude, I still got people that message me every month, and they're just like, "Dave, what's up, man? Just wanted to, you know, let you know, still doing good. I'm still clean."
Martin Shkreli or whatever the fuck his name got really. He's actually doing prison YouTube videos. That I think it was like seeing that amongst so much other shit that I just was like, yeah, I'm done with this. Martin Shkreli, some dude. I did a video about him a long time ago. Anyways, look, it is an absolute pleasure to be back with Dave doing this. This live, I'm going to be honest, is not the way that I want to do this. It's really not. I really want to do the video format. I think that it comes out better. It looks better. These webcams suck. You know, we could probably work to get this even better. And I'm always going to work to get this even better. The way that this is going to go, for anybody who doesn't know, because I've only mentioned it once, Wednesdays and Sundays, new episodes of the After Prison Show After Show. Early access will be available to channel members. If you guys want to choose to be channel members, that would be really cool. And we're probably going to be doing at least 1 or 2 of these a month live. Because Dave really wants to do these live.
Dude, I like it. And yeah, we do got to get it. We'll get it set up better to where it's less on you. You're over here. Click, 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 move. You're trying to make sure I'm on the camera. You're on the camera.
I got zoned out for a while, so I was probably on camera for like 10 minutes. And I was like, shit, I forgot to change it.
But we'll get it set up because this isn't the live streams is just more about getting in here, shooting the shit, interacting with
the chat, which is the best part of doing this live.
No, absolutely. It gives us a chance to just, you know, have fun with it. You know, I feel like without the live streams, there's less connect, right? When you do the live streams here and there, it gives the viewers something to look forward to, you know, because it's spontaneous. You never know what might happen. You never know what we might get to talking about or where it might go or who might show up because it's on the spot. You know, it's not pre-recorded.
That's what I hate.
We might end up with Janet Jackson's titty out.
That wasn't even funny. I mean, to be honest, that wasn't even funny. Dave, you're going to have to do better than that. I'm really disappointed in the way that joke was. Might have been saying something crazy is my big gripe with this. We're going to go to wrap this thing up. Look, if you joined us late, the big emergency was Dave got in a car accident yesterday. Thank God that he's okay. Thank God that nobody else got hurt. And it's just going to be one of them situations where,
I mean, I just have to pick up the pieces and keep moving forward.
Yeah, and I'm glad to see that you're not down and out on yourself. You're laughing about the situation. It's a serious matter.
I was down yesterday, but between, you, my son, and just everybody in my family just having my back and letting me know, like, they don't blame me. I'm not, a fuck up. And I've been my whole life. So when this happened, I immediately felt like that's how people were going to view it. And it's been a lot of love. That's how I guess I just put it.
Well, I guarantee that the chat's got a lot of love for you as well. I'm sure there's, some comments here and there, but, a very special shout out to everybody who's taking the time to check this thing out. Special shout out to you, Dave, for coming back. We've got some huge things planned for you guys with these episodes, and I'm telling you, every episode is going to be worth checking out. That is my absolute hope with this. I'm going to help you in any way that I can, as usual. And the biggest way that I want to try to help you is with this new business endeavor that I'm going down. And, you're more than welcome to get a piece of that.
Well, I'm ready.
And also, the positivity and the people rocking with you in this chat and rocking with this show again, I'm sure is going to do nothing but motivate you to keep it moving.
For sure, man. I'm excited. Is
Dave's World ever coming back?
Yes.
Hold on. Whoa. That's like a breaking news story right there.
Dave's World will be coming back.
What are you going to do over there? Tell me you're going to play video games.
No, I just...
Tell me you're not going to play video games at all?
I am. I will always play video games.
Okay, that's right. I'm unsubscribing.
But that's going to be my Twitch. My Twitch is... This is how I feel about it, right? I play video games. Going live playing video games just is more fun. I have people to talk to, laugh, joke, people clowning me for sucking at the game or boosting me up when I do something cool, whatever. It just makes playing the game more fun. So if I'm playing the game, I'm going to go live. It's that easy, right? So that's just that. But the Dave's World, it's just going to come back. It's just going to be me vlogging.
That's it. That's it. Yeah. That's all you got to do, man. Just share what you're doing, man. People want to rock with you.
Yeah, and that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do.
Folks, that's it. Thank you so much for taking the time to rock with us on this thing. I truly hope that you guys enjoyed this. And as usual, what I began liking to do is allowing Dave to take us home. We'll probably die on the ride home. Dave, carry us home.
Look, man, a lot of shit's going to happen, right? A lot of it. And the only thing we can do is roll with the punches.
Like that safe-ass Subaru you was in.
Oh, my God, man. Look, thanks for coming out. I'm glad that I got to do this.
You should reach out to Subaru and see if you could do the next commercial.
Yeah. Hey, look, don't worry. I got the after freaking pictures for you.
All-wheel drive.
Dude, give it a rest, Joe. No, I'm just playing. I'm excited about this.
Oh, shit, the McDonald's drive-thru is over there. Don't worry.
We can eat that. Look, I just didn't tell everybody the truth. I decided last moment I wanted a McLatte, and I cut the wheel a little too sharp. Rolled it over the bush. That's what happened.
Rob, special shout out to you, man. Thank you for the donation. As a man in recovery for years and seeing a dad who went through federal prison, I love the content. God bless and congratulations. Danny has been blessed for the past 2 years with my son. Huh? Well, shout out to you, man. Thank you very much. Anyways, Dave.
Yes, sir.
It was a good episode, man.
I have fun doing this. I like going live. We're gonna have to bring back some of the old. I'm gonna let Joe's shaky hand do a tattoo. Y'all ready for that?
Joe shaky hand. I ain't doing no more tattoos, man. Them days.
No more?
Nah,
I can't bring you out of retirement?
Fuck no.
Why not?
We can hire a tattoo artist to come do that.
That's what we're doing now?
Yeah, bring in the most jack leg tattoo.
Connor. No, just
Oh, no, Connor's the man. All right. Hey, look, that's it. We got to wrap this thing up, man. A very special shout out to each and every one of you. Dave.
Thank you so much for coming out. It meant a lot to see, you know, the numbers of viewers just rise throughout the whole time, and just to know that there's still people out there that are rooting for us and rooting against us, man. What would we do without the haters, Joe?
They only make you stronger.
That's right.
To each and every one of y'all, thank you for taking the time. And we got a new episode coming on Sunday, so be on the lookout for that. And until next time, take care.